Hello everyone, my name is Mir, and recently the 6th book for Twisted-Wonderland has been released. And I was really excited for that because I've been waiting it for a while. Surprisingly, I'm not even gonna explain why, but I've been waiting for it, and it came, and I wasn't able to play it for the first couple days it was been released, but I was able to finally play it and go through it through the first part, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, never did I believe that I'd think I'd have a favorite book, but I do. I mean, the Insomnia chapter has yet to impress me, but this book is my favorite of all. Even though Adi is not my favorite character, I mean, I still like him, but he's not my favorite. He still makes me smile during this book. I am so glad for him that at least he has some ground at Styx. But before that, let us begin with the very beginning in which they all get captured. Yes, they got captured, and I was like, well, the thing is, I kind of already knew by spoilers, what I hate about having to go into the internet, because I do need to go onto the internet, is that sometimes I cannot avoid going onto the internet and not see any spoilers. I only saw one thing, which was the Dornblatt people were put in prison, and it wasn't exactly prison now that I know, but I thought this all happened at Twisted-Wonderland, and they were in the Ignihide dorm, and Crowley told us to save us from Adia. And that was what I thought it was. But now, everything has changed. I now know it's not that. Apparently, they get taken to Styx on the island of Woe, where nobody knows where it is somehow, but for some reason Rook is able to find it. And so yeah, I mean, let me just say, I don't really care about Grimm. No offense, I find him annoying. And I don't really care, honestly, because he is kind of one of my least favorite characters. But still, he scratched us and tried to hurt us. Why would you think that I'd want to help you? Let me also say that I figured out that Grimm was the monster from the beginning of the very, very beginning of the game. After the 3rd book, I was like, wait a minute. After Leon was like, why is he eating the stuff off the ground? It's not good for him. I was like, yes, I agree, bro. And then I literally begged for Leona to take me back to Savannah Claudron, which he didn't. But yes. So I'm doing my thoughts and predictions before the 2nd part gets released in March. And so, like I said, I like the fact that Adia has some ground, and I love the way that even though he's more confident in his homeland, he's still the same Adia that we always know, which is nice. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling, I'm a bit sick, my nose is runny. But yes, and I also like the technology and design at the Island of Woes. It's very nice and very beautiful. As always, the artwork is just mwah, especially the artwork. Because you see everything at Twisted-Wonderland you've seen, but now I see something new, something different. I love the way they tested each other. They tested the blots, and how they used VR, so that technically the blots are not really hurting themselves by doing this. But another question for me, there we go, is why is Vils and Riddle and Zell so stupid? Why are they so stupid? Have you not heard of the term VR? Phil, I would have expected for you to at least hear the term from your acting. Maybe not, but at least at some point. Riddle's an exception. We all understand that Riddle's life was messed up. was messed up. I mean, I have my own thoughts about Riddle's life, but it was messed up. Azul, I honestly, out of all of them, I would expect Azul to know what a VR is the most. Because he literally has a club with Adia about games. I mean, yes, they're not exactly board games, VR games, but they still, it should have come up in the genre of games. But Leon and Jamil, on the other hand, were thankfully smart enough to realize what was going on with the house wardens, and Kaleem. Thank you. With Rook, I was forced along with a gun at my head. I did not want to go. I was completely fine with my life. It was Apple's fault, and it's Rook's fault. I've noticed the trend between the books that the previous Norm that overblotted helps us out with this Norm's overblotting. In the very beginning, Ace and Juice helped us with Riddle, and then in Savannah Claw, we had the Heartstable boys helping us, and in Octaville, we had the Savannah Claw boys helping us, in Scarabia, we had Octavanil, and Pomifure, we had Scarabia, and now we have Pomifure and Ignihide. So I'm going to take a guess that the Somnia has Ignihide helping, if that does happen. Or are we going to go out and be like, we don't need your help, bros. I'm also a bit worried about the 7th chapter and what spoilers it's going to contain on the internet. Because, like I said, there won't be any spoilers. There can't be no spoilers for me not to be able to come across. But still, I will do my best and keep away from them. In terms of... Now, I strayed from the fact that Rook and Apple were helping us. So our Pomifure group comes over and to the Island of Woes. They get taken in, and Rook for some reason explains his signature spell, which I literally don't understand. Yes, they're explaining the signature spell so that we as the audience can understand, but I don't see the point of them explaining it to everyone they meet. Shush. Stop. I like the way that Jade was the only one who was not exactly willing to share the spell. Please. Stop sharing your signature spells. Now, as I was saying, they get to the island, and he tells Orto, and Orto finds out or listens to what Rick says. Now, my question is, and I'm pretty sure this is true, did Rick put his signature spell in Orto? Because, these boys, they're also smart. So, if he did, then that means Orto technically is leading them to where Vil and the others are. But then again, they don't exactly know if Orto's going to go back to the Vil. They can only assume. But it makes sense for him to go back to Adia. So after that, they start releasing the Phantom, and the blots get stuck with Adia. So, my question is, how does Adia blot? Does he blot and, they just, have to go help him, and you're stuck in the room with him? And that would be funny, but I really am interested in how he blots and the reason why. I mean, I understand partial reasons, and I'm not going to explain it here, just in case those who haven't played the game or haven't seen it don't get any spoilers. But I feel like partial reason will be him being stuck with the dorm leaders and their obsessive annoyance. And the other part is the part that I'm not spoiling, which I think you should find out on yourself. And then, what happens after the blot? So, are they gonna test him like he just tested everybody else? Because that would really suck. That would really suck. Or are they just gonna you know what, we're gonna pretend this doesn't happen. Next is Believe. That I wanted to talk about. Believe is really... I'm so glad I knew my Greek mythology, because when they said, oh, we're gonna have to take them through the Lethe, I was like, they're gonna get their memories wiped. Yay! So, the memory wiper lead is gonna wipe their memories, and I honestly hope for many reasons that they get their memory wiped. And so here's the thing. I hate it when they do this type of thing where they just like say, oh, you're my friends, I'm not gonna wipe your memory. They're technically not friends, yes, but I don't really care. Why do I get the feeling that they're not gonna wipe the memories, and these people are the only ones who are ever gonna know where the Island of Woe is? Please let their memories be wiped. I'm asking you nicely, let it be wiped. I don't want them to know where the Island of Woe is. Okay, so if they don't wipe the memories, I'm gonna be upset. Disappointed, in fact. I mean, if everyone's memory but MC's memory was wiped, that made sense because MC's not of this world, so it also makes sense that the technology did not exactly work on MC.
Plus, it makes me kind of wonder what's going to happen to Adia, like, after he blots and, comes back from blotting. Like, will he be wiped from memory? Like, I don't think they would do that to him, but it does pose a good question. Do you think that they're going to wipe Adia's memory or not about that? And then I also wonder if they're going to test Adia as well, you know? Hey, son, we just had to run a few tests on you, you know? So that's something to think about. Now, considering the 7th chapter, like I said, I don't know what to expect since I haven't finished the 6th chapter, because I hope that the 6th chapter will finish off with giving me some type of hint of what's going to go on in the 7th chapter. Sorry, book. I keep on saying chapter. But my main focus on that is who would be blotting. And honestly, I have 2 candidates for that. The first is Malice, because Malice makes more sense in terms of that Malice is the villain as he represents Maleficent, and it would make more sense if Malice would blot. But then again, Malice seems the type of person to not really have a, possibility of blotting. Like, he seems like the person who actually controls and watches over his magic mage stone. And the other possibility that I thought about was, Sebek. And you might be thinking, well, Sebek might not blot. He doesn't seem like the person who would blot. Well, actually, I could argue with that. Seemingly, as Sebek, he's loud and he gets really offended quickly, and he just, he loves Malice and, hates everyone who doesn't like Malice, and so, that kind of really makes it iffy with Sebek. I could see him as a potential blot character, and then again, there is the thing where he is based off Maleficent's lightning, I guess. But yeah, not really understandable what's going to happen there, but I am very excited. And then my last question is maybe I've said this in the beginning and I already forgot, but does MC ever make it home? I want to know. Does MC make it? I mean, on one hand, I won't mind if I stayed here, but I hope MC has the choice to get home. And Crowley's just not putting everything off like he always does. So yeah, that's something to think about. But anyways, I'm done speaking for now, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.